life.
I just wanted to do something new. This is a live stream. 3 videos in one, yeah? I'm working on the Ready or Not video. I'm working on a new series where I do album. I keep saying album. I'm doing movie reviews, and I'm live streaming. You know what I mean? Yeah. So 4 things I'm reviewing today is Obsession, The Backrooms, Scary Movie 6. So Obsession, to start off, Obsession was really good. It was pretty scary. Literally. Obsession was a really good movie. I really had a good time with it. It's a film by Curry Barker. Thought it was pretty fire. It was such a good horror movie. I've been recommending it to everybody who's been showing interest in seeing it. I highly recommend it. It's very funny. It's very it's more scary than it is funny, but there are moments where like the humor kind of hits, which is nice. From where? Over there? The more move, bro. The more spoilery stuff. Wait, Big Brain Plays. Watch the. I knew it. Yeah. There's a guy who has a crush on a girl named Nikki. He could even be obsessed with her. He gets a device called a One Wish Willow. Says, I want her to love me more than anybody in the world. And then it gets scary, which yeah is pretty basic. Yeah. That is my overview. This is where I assume you have seen the movie, so if you have not, this is your second spoiler warning. There was a lot of things in that movie that just kind of clicked for me. I liked how at the start of the movie, it seems like 4 very close friends. One of the guys just happens to have a crush on one of the girls. It seems like they're close, but the more you think about their relationship, they weren't really. If they were friends, they were terrible friends to each other. Because Bear liked Nikki, Ian and Nikki were sleeping together, and Sarah liked Bear. At no point did Ian tell Bear that they were doing anything together. He was in fact trying to help Bear get Nikki. And Sarah was going to just straight up convince Bear to cheat on, you know, she was gonna convince one of her friends to cheat on her other friend, which is, oh crap, dude, what are we doing? At no point is anybody like trying to be friends with each other. It just feels like the entire time they all are trying to get the other person, which is very interesting. It's very cool to see Uncanny Valley exist and now kind of influence horror movies. The way that Nikki moved around in bedroom. There's a lot of moments in this movie that is terrifying, and that is a good thing. You know, kind of reel it back and show you like, no. Bear is a little bit crazy. Yummy. All right. Obsession was really good. There was one scene in the movie where it genuinely brought up real trauma in my life. Like, it made me think of that, and it sat on my chest for the rest of the movie, to the point where I had to tell Medi, co-host of Just Hit Record, that like it was starting to hurt. Like my chest was physically starting to hurt. and I've never had a movie actually make me feel anxiety like that before. So it was very interesting. I would definitely watch it again. I loved it. Next up, we have The Backrooms by Kane Parsons. Now, I absolutely adore Kane Parsons. I love The Oldest View. I haven't seen People Still Live Here yet. I plan to watch that later. I'm probably gonna watch that right after I'm done with the live stream. Super good director. I love everything that he's done. This movie is absolutely no different. This was a good movie. I liked The Backrooms. There was a lot of people that said it was bad and deterred a lot of other people from seeing it. And that frustrates me so much, because what people were expecting was, and I don't know why you would still expect this, especially after seeing the trailers, was they were expecting the TikTok Backrooms. They were expecting the one that has like 1 billion levels. It has the end, it has level run, it has level fun, it has all of those stupid ideas of what the Backrooms is supposed to be. Kane Parsons has his own lore for the Backrooms. That is, this game is actually terrible. This is one of the worst games I think I've ever played in my entire life. But no, you can't take the Backrooms and fill it full. You can't SCP like every single project that you come across. You know what I mean? The Backrooms is such a interesting concept of horror when it's done correctly, because it is these pieces of your memory that you can recognize and realize, but they're just barely out of reach, and it becomes a little eerie when you're walking around, and that now out of reach little back of your head moment, you realize you're stuck here now. Like you're trapped here. You have no way of getting out. The issue with the TikTok version is you take that psychological torment, you take that psychological like realization and terror, and then you drop them in a level called Run, and you just put a big beast behind them, and they have to escape. That is not scary. Even level Fun, where there's the party goers, and the party goers are gonna like kill you or something. There's friendly things in the Backrooms. It's lame. It's lame in my opinion. I think it's silly. Kane Parsons' Backrooms is a lot more psychological look at the people who enter it. If you enter the Backrooms is going to try and copy what you know from memory. That is why in some of the stuff on the YouTube channel, just that way I can keep talking about the movie technically and not enter into the spoiler stuff. His YouTube, for example, every time somebody enters the Backrooms, they see something from their real life. I believe it was volume 3. There was a drummer for a band, and he found a whole bunch of drum sets inside of the Backrooms, right? It's copying your memories and trying to replicate them the best they can. That is why it's such an interesting concept when it's actually done correctly. Second of all, other than the trailers, you should have realized this was going to be a slow burn. A24, every single movie I've ever seen A24's made has been in such a slow burn, like lingering way. From where? Oh, right in front of me. It's very like drip fed how we get information and lore. Again, A24 movie, they're all slow burn. I don't know why people were expecting this high up. First of all, the entire horror, no matter what lore or canon you know of the Backrooms, is a liminal space. The thought of liminal space is if you stare at an image too long, it becomes scary. And the Backrooms is a place, like physically. That is the horror. So I don't know what people expected with this movie. I guess they were expecting like that AI motorcycle video that I keep seeing on every platform. I don't know what they were looking for, because no matter what, it would have just been people walking. I don't know why people are like upset that they had to think about the story for a little bit. I'm just really upset that a lot of the people that I've talked to have not seen the movie because they hear that it's bad. Getting into the story summary, furniture store. Wow, just getting into the story. Furniture store owner Clark finds a place in his furniture store that just doesn't make sense. The Backrooms, and he goes to explore it, and wrestle with like the idea that he's not always in control, or he is not always correct. The further he explores throughout he's dealing with all of this with his therapist. He finds the Backrooms. He takes a film crew in there. Bad things happen. It combines, because a lot of the way Kane tells his story is through found footage or like archived footage. When it comes to this stuff with async, he said going into the movie that is gonna be shot like a traditional film, and there's gonna be some found footage segments. My only complaint for the entire movie is I wish we had a lot more found footage segments. I believe there's like 2 major scenarios of it in the entire film. I just wish there was so much more. I'm a sucker for found footage, so I might be coming in a little biased there, but it's good. It's a good form of telling the Backrooms like story. It wouldn't have made sense if it was the whole movie, and I get that. I'm glad that it wasn't the whole movie, and I'm glad that we combined both, but I just wish that we had more found footage segments. Oh, this all takes place, I believe, 80s or 90s. What the hell is going on? It's a good movie, but you learn a lot more about the characters than you do get actual lore from the YouTube series, which is really good. And I'm kind of, now that, because when we first heard about it, I was hoping the whole thing was just gonna be like found footage or like a huge like lore piece. Thinking about it now, I'm glad it wasn't. This is specifically for the people that see the YouTube channel, pretty much. But there's, if you haven't seen the YouTube series, you can go into this completely blind and still have a good time. I feel like you would enjoy it more if you've seen the series, but you don't have to see it. There was a lot of moments in the movies that I got the soy face at and like kind of freak out over. And that's fun. That's a good thing. But again, you wouldn't need to know what the sun drawing is. You wouldn't need to know who Async really is. I like that it was just a story of somebody in the Backrooms. I'm glad that it wasn't, to the overarching story. I feel like if we already keep getting more movies, like already keep getting Backrooms movies, I feel like just having them be one-off stories of different like just people in the Backrooms, that would be fine, as long as nothing ever connects. It needs to be all anthological, with the middle point being the Backrooms. I would be really, really bummed out if anyone ever met at any point, because they have done they have done a lot of lore writing to try and make sure we are aware how infinite and huge this space is. You know what I mean? Dynamic between the therapist and Clark was really well done. Clark was the video store owner, or the furniture store owner. I hope I said that. Like, what we don't see the relationship Clark had with his wife, but we hear about it through his perspective, and it's very interesting to see, like, how could we find how that truly played out. That's my 2 cents on the Backrooms movie. Amazing. I think you should watch it. There's a lot of themes about mental health that it explores. There's such great, like, detail put into everything. I love it. I love it a lot. What's next? Oh yeah, Scary Movie 6. Scary Movie 6 was a movie I have seen. Trying to debate. It's okay. It parodies things decently well, in my opinion. I think that there wasn't any boring parodies. It's just the jokes kind of got repetitive halfway through the movie. I guess a couple of things that I can complain about is I'm not a huge Scary Movie franchise fan. I did the same thing, I just realized, by the way. I'm not a huge fan of, like, the Scary Movie franchise. They could do this every Scary Movie, but for all the promotional material and all of the marketing, the 3 of the movies that they were making fun of, Terrifier, Longlegs, and wow, I just completely blanked. Weapons. Terrifier, Weapons, and Longlegs. The parodies get like a minute max of screen time, which, like, I'm not expecting them to be the whole movie. I know that it's usually Scream that they make fun of, but, like, if you're gonna put them on posters, dude, I was expecting, like, whole segments. I was expecting Ghostface and, Fart the Clown, or whatever they were gonna call him, to fight. One of the posters had Squid Game on it. Don't know what that was about. I don't think we had a Squid Game segment. I don't even know why he was there. There was a lot of jokes in the movie that just didn't go over well. They made an Epstein Files joke. Like, that was pretty... It was decently funny. I would say... Oh, The Substance. That's what I was thinking of. The Substance. That one was the least funny, in my opinion. I did the same thing again. The Substance one didn't really land for me. I didn't think it was all that funny. John Wick's parody was really funny. I was pleasantly surprised with a lot of references they made. They kept doing, like, this fourth wall break meta bit that was really annoying, where, like, every time a new character, or, like, an older character from, like, the franchise would show up, they'd be like, yeah, I just wanted more money. Because Scary Movie 4 and 5 didn't do so great, did they? And they're just, like, clown on Scary Movie 4 and 5, which is, like, funny a couple times. But every character would do that. They would be like, yeah, I think I needed more money after Scary Movie 5. Like, okay, cool. That would be the entire joke. The entire end sequence was pretty funny. There's a couple of moments in the movie that were funny and entertaining. I don't think it was as bad as people were saying, but it did get to a point where, like, there were 3 main punchlines, and they were too scared to move around those 3 punchlines, and it got really annoying to listen to. For a movie that was supposed to be offensive, I didn't find it offensive at all. I didn't think that there was a single thing that they said or did that was, like, okay. I 100% can guarantee, if it has been joked about on the internet, they made the joke. There's not really a spoiler segment. It's a Scary Movie. They just made fun of the last Scream. They made a "we didn't need a Scream 6" joke, which that was the only, like, meta one that I thought was pretty funny. He killed himself. What a dork. I don't know. It looks like they were... It's one of those things where they were trying to be offensive but they were afraid to actually get offensive. So they just went on Reddit for 5 minutes. Like, they made a COVID joke. it's weird because I know movies take a lot of time to obviously like write and make, but they made a COVID joke and parodied Weapons, which came out last year, in the same movie. So you know how outdated the COVID joke was. The way they did Sinners was really funny. I think the only parody that they got me to laugh at consistently was Sinners, which is my favorite movie at the moment. So there's that. Ray was extremely funny. I think Shorty was still funny in this one too. I think it's really funny because the Duffer Brothers did a movie called Him last year, and the marketing for it was really good. I liked all of the trailers and everything. I was really hoping Him was going to be good, and it bombed. No one liked Him, the movie. And it's very funny to me that they parodied everything but their own film. Yeah, I had a good time.
Entry team to talk.
If you're looking for a movie that's gonna make you laugh, you know, all crazy, if you're expecting like to be crying, laughing, this movie is definitely not gonna get you there. It was, like I said, the whole tagline is that it wants to offend everybody, which first of all, super corny. First of all, super corny to just be like, yeah, no one's safe in this one. But it's even cornier when it's not even actually offensive. I, again, halfway through the movie, forgot that they were trying to be offensive.